Wait a minute, hold on. What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Sunday afternoon. Oh, I got on the wrong glasses, y'all. I got on the wrong glasses. I'm gonna just have to make it do what it. Well, no, I got my right glasses over there, but I have on the wrong glasses. Can y'all see me? Okay, the light is like literally right in my eyes. Let me see if that's better. Happy Sunday, you guys. Listen, I ain't know it was gonna be this long. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be in church for 4 hours. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be there for 4 hours. I didn't know I had signed up for the afternoon evening service, the afternoon to evening service. I didn't know I had signed up for that. And then let me tell y'all something. I gotta tell y'all this before I get into my review. If you new here, we gonna get to it. Just sit down, take a seat, have a cocktail. So my mama asked me to come to church today. They was rededicating the sanctuary at her church, and she is determined to get me to join her church. That's another conversation for another day. So she got the whole family there. Me, my sister, my father, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. We are all there. We are chilling, okay? The thing started at 3, but we had to be there at 2:30 because we was marching into Zion, into the new sanctuary, okay? Y'all, it was 6:30, 6:45, and I'm sitting there, and here go my sister. Now, my daddy got up to go to the bathroom and never came back. But I figured he just stayed out in the out in the vestibule, because y'all know my daddy. He don't do heels and stuff too well. You know, my daddy got the knee situation or whatever, right? So I figured he just stayed out there. Here go my sister. Yo, mommy and daddy left us. I know she did invite me to her church and then left, and then didn't even say bye, just left. Child. So anyway, long story short, when I got up to leave, she was out in the vestibule waiting for my brother-in-law to bring her the car. Because my brother-in-law was like, well, if they left, we leaving. So he went to go get the car. My mom and him was out there, so he went and got her car. I was like, so you was just gonna leave and wasn't gonna say nothing? Here she go. Oh, I'm sorry. Then she gonna call me on the way home. I really am sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just tired. I didn't know it was gonna last that long. You could have sent me a text and said we out. Anyway, child. Thank you, Nikki. All right, let's get into this, child. If you're new here, I'm sorry you had to hear the story, but for the regular tribe members, child, y'all know how we do over here. Let's get into this review. This is a new show. New show alert. New show alert. This is Heart. What I say? Heart and Hustle Houston. Is that the name of the show? I want to make sure I got the right name. That's what I put in the title, but let me make sure it's the right name. Yeah, it's Heart and Hustle Houston. Heart and Hustle Houston. Now, let me say this before I get into this review and before I get into some things. As we go through this season, based on the first episode and based on the trailer, I do not want anybody, and I do mean anybody. What up, Abby? Hey, boo. I don't want nothing. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about just my people, just my tribe. Y'all can go on the other content creators that's reviewing the show, and y'all can do whatever it is y'all want to do. But I don't want nobody coming over here talking about it's boring. I don't want nobody coming over here talking about, oh my gosh, all they do is sit around and talk about their feelings. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we always complain about these reality shows turning into, if it's not drama, then people don't want to watch. And then what happens is, if we don't support shows that show us the real of Black women doing whatever it is they have to do and coming together in a sisterhood, they're going to stop doing it. And if we do get a season 2, y'all know what they're going to do. Production going to be like, oh, we got to do something extra. We got to rev it up. Now, do I think it's going to be some drama? Of course it's going to be some drama. But I'm talking about that extended, accelerated, exaggerated stuff. Okay? That's what I don't want from y'all, because y'all will be the first ones to talk about, I'm trying to do good, y'all. Let me put my glasses on. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this. So let me put the right glasses on, child. Let me put the right glasses on. I have to go back tomorrow. I'm probably not going to have time to go back tomorrow, but I have to go back because these are actually pressing. I need to get them adjusted. They're actually pressing on my ear really badly. And so I need to get them. I got them adjusted before I left, but okay. Child, I gotta get used to this. See, it's blurry at first until my eyes adjust. Child. It's blurry. Okay. So I enjoyed the first episode. It made me say, I'm going to review it. Okay. I purposely didn't watch the trailer because I didn't want to sort of get a preconceived idea. I wanted to just be able to be raw and watch it like with fresh eyes or whatever. Houston seems to be turning out to be like the new it spot, I guess. We have, Family Hustle Houston. We've got this. It seems to be like a little spot with Black excellence where people, this is. It's blurry. And it ain't clearing up yet. Yeah, Kenya. That's why I gotta get them adjusted because it's pressing against my ear. That's why I have to get them adjusted. Is that the camera or was it these glasses? It was the glasses. I mean, it was the camera. Child. Okay. So the show is about 6 Black women friends. They look like they all midlife, right? All of them got some life on them. We're not talking about 20-year-olds, right? These are women that are married with children or are well established in their careers, right? These women look like they are authentically in their careers, because that's another thing I don't like about these reality shows. They get people that are pretending to be what they not, or exaggerating what it is to make a story out of it. And I think we're getting real. Okay, I think we're getting some real. Like, this is what these people do. Okay, I think we're getting the real. Okay. Okay, I enjoyed the show. Seems authentic and not scripted. I'm surprisingly liked it. Yeah, I did too. I really did. So let's talk about these friends. Okay, so we have 6 sisters, 6 friends. Not sisters by blood, but like 6 sisters, Black women, sisters. We have Latoya. She is a co-owner of a restaurant called Rain HTX, or Rain Houston, I guess. She's also a publicist. It looks like she's definitely had some celebrity clients on her roster. She showed pictures with Shaq and some other people. And she is an AKA. The only reason why I know that is because in the picture with Shaq, she had the pinky up. Okay. And then when they went to her house, she had them pink and green chucks. I said, oh yeah, she AKA girl. This should go right there. Chloe is an event planner. Now, Latoya, I guess they're making her out to be like the linchpin, the one that holds the group together, that brings the group together. Chloe is the firecracker. Chloe is the, I'm going to say whatever's on my mind, and however it land is however it land. Unapologetically who she is. But Chloe gave us a glimpse of who she really was later on in this episode. We're going to get to that when we get to it. This comes on OWN. It came on after Love and Marriage Huntsville last night. It's on OWN. And it's not produced by Carlos Key. So this is not a Kingdom Reign production. Okay. We have Labrina, who is a spa owner. But Labrina also has a ranch and is married to a former NFL player. We have Ro, who is a GM, or at least she was a GM later on in this episode, child. She didn't quit her job. But she's a GM of a restaurant, and she helps set up restaurants and get restaurants up and going. Latoya said that maybe she wanted to try to work with Ro to help her with this restaurant, because Rain Houston was just opening. As a matter of fact, the first scene was at the soft launch for the restaurant. Okay. Manura. I know I'm saying her name wrong. I really tried. She is electrical engineer, honey, but she is now she was an electrical engineer. I mean, I guess you're always an electrical engineer. You have the skill, but she has now become a full-time content creator. Mm-hmm. And then we have Alana, who has a makeup studio. Now, the ladies all come together for lunch at, like I said, Latoya is having a soft opening for her restaurant. And she wants to get their authentic, opinion about the food, the service, the drinks, and all that good stuff. The one thing they did complain about was that it was taking sort of a long time for the stuff to come out. Listen, what I love is Labrina was like, well, I mean, not Labrina. Latoya was like, well, I don't expect everything to be perfect, but I am taking everything in that you guys are saying, and I appreciate what the feedback that y'all are giving. Now, the reality of the situation is, for a soft opening, the service being slow really isn't the issue. They really want more feedback on the menu. They really want more feedback on the drinks. They really want more feedback on the ambiance. Did everything flow? Were the bathrooms working? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Slow service is an issue, but it's really not an issue because that could have just been whatever, right? But it was still good feedback. Yeah, Labrina's house is gorgeous, baby. That big old circle in the middle and that fire pit out back, baby. That thing was, yeah, it's beautiful. It's definitely a beautiful home. Here's what I did get a little sense from Latoya. I think that Latoya definitely was here for the feedback and was open to hearing it. But I also think that with Latoya, there's a limit. Like, I think it's gonna be like, okay, not too much. Like, I heard you. I feel like she can take criticism to a point, which is true for most people. Let's be clear. But I don't know. I got my eye on Miss Latoya. I got my eye on her. Okay. I love that, and this might not be politically correct that I'm going to say this, but I love that we have a mixed group of women that we don't like. They're not all a size 6, hair down the back, perfect everything. Like, I love the fact that Latoya, is a big girl, plus size girl, brown skin girl. Okay. I don't want nobody to start talking about, oh, they only got light skinned women. No, they don't. They have a variety of colors. Okay. They have a variety of colors. Okay. And shapes. I mean, even though she's the only one, but still, I mean, I like the fact that we had that. Okay. She has a very calm demeanor. It seems like the mother, right? She definitely is giving mother of the, like the den mother, right? She's definitely giving that vibe that she is in charge of the girls. Okay. Now, we all are coming together and we noticed, and when I say we, because I don't remember exactly who said it first, it was probably Chloe, I think. I think it was Chloe. We noticed that Alana does not have on her wedding ring. Now, let me say this. Y'all. Although I do not believe that this show is scripted from that perspective, I do believe that Alana agreed to fall on the sword. And what do I mean by that? Really, B, what you mean she agreed to fall on the sword? What I mean by that is 90% of this episode was about Alana and her marriage, which makes me feel like, girl, if you really were in a space where you and your husband were going through what y'all were going through, and you weren't in a position or a space to talk about it, girl, you would have had your wedding ring on. If it's the one thing that makes people ask faster than anything else about what's going on in your marriage is if they normally see you with your wedding ring on and then you don't have your wedding ring on. And first Alana was like, oh, I just don't have it on. I mean, sometimes I don't wear it. So you clearly are around people who have seen your wedding ring more times than not for it to be a conversation. And the fact that it turned into the main storyline of this episode makes me feel like you agreed to fall on the sword. You agreed to put your marriage trouble, true or not. I don't know if you really having problems in your marriage, or you just decided to allow that to be a storyline. Don't know. We don't know yet. This is just the first episode. But I was like, oh, okay. She fell on the sword. Because remember, this is a pilot. This is a first season. They had to do something to sell it. So Alana was like, okay, well, this is, I mean, because I'm sure production was like, well, what can y'all tell us? I mean, we get it. Y'all are bosses in y'all own field. Y'all are out here being entrepreneurs, but the fans gonna want something more. The fans are gonna want something juicy. The fans are gonna want something meaty. And Alana, you agreed to do it. Just like Chloe, we're gonna get to Miss Chloe in a minute, but just like Chloe, you agreed to something too. We're gonna get to that. And hey, Phil, me too. I really did. I really enjoyed it. And so from that point forward, the whole conversation really was about Alana and what's going on in her marriage. Now, she sideswiped it and she sidestepped it and she kind of, but at the end of the day, we found out that her and her husband have been together since high school. They're high school sweethearts. They've been married for like almost 15 years and they are in a space of transition. Now they're still living together. They're just not living in the same room. He's in the guest room. She's in the master or the primary, whatever. While they figure some things out. Now, let me tell y'all something. And this may not be a true assumption. Actually, I'm not going to say it may not be. It's not a true assumption because marriages change for a lot of reasons. Marriages evolve for a lot of reasons. Marriages dissolve for a lot of reasons. However, in my mind, I knew it was about infidelity. I just don't know why I knew, but I knew. Now, the other thing I heard, and this is later on in the episode, in the next scene, Alana and Latoya are having lunch. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but the one thing she said in that scene that made me be like, was when she said, "Well, I'm just letting him figure out what it is he want to do." And then she sort of caught herself and said, "And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do too." Nope. You meant it. You was right the first time. You meant what you said the first time. I'm letting him figure out what he want to do. So also in the conversation, Chloe is going to tell Alana that her husband is not fine. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that deep. That's why I like this show, because that's the kind of stuff that when you sitting with Chloe, you saying that woman's husband ain't fine was rude. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was rude. If you don't feel like he fine, you could have just kept that opinion to yourself. Like, you didn't even have to say it out loud. Like, I have been accused of not having a gatekeeper that whatever I think comes out, but I think even I could have kept that one in. Not about somebody's husband. Now, I might have said that if that's somebody you dating and you just brought them around the group for the first time, and I'd be like, you usually do better than that. Or, he must have a great personality. Or, But to somebody that she been married to for 15 years, girl, why are you coming out your mouth talking about whether you think that man is fine or not? And I think he is nice looking. I think that her husband is nice looking. Anyway, so that turned into a whole thing. Like, the ladies thought that was rude and this, that, and the other, whatever. But they did sort of have a sister girl conversation about marriage, and marriage is evolving and marriage is changing. They talked about their careers and, like a little introduction conversation, right? So the next scene we have is, like I just told y'all, with Alana going over to Latoya's house. And Latoya was like, look, I felt like that group setting was a bit much for us to be talking about this woman's husband and her marriage. So I invited her over here so we could have like a more intimate one-on-one situation, and I could find out what she really got going on. And to be honest, Alana didn't really give a whole lot more than what she gave at lunch. She gave a little smidgen more. But that's when she said, well, I'm letting him figure out what it is he want to do, and I'm trying to figure it out too. Girl, damn it. I got that thing y'all told me to get to, and this is still a fly in this house. How long it take that thing to work? The EVEO, whatever that thing was y'all told me to get. It's right there in the plug, right over there. And there, I got the value pack, so it was 2. I got to put one upstairs, and I put one right here in this room. How long it take that thing to work? So, right, grown woman, why did that even come up in the conversation? So honestly, there really wasn't a whole lot more to that conversation, like I said, other than the fact that Alana gave a little bit more information than what we had already gotten. But that's, we found out that, this is something that they've been kind of going through for. It doesn't sound like they've been going through it for a while. Is anything blocking it? No, it's right there in the wall. What do you mean is anything blocking it? Like, where I need to put it? It's in the wall right behind me. Oh, excuse me. I hate my husband. I don't want a Martell hold. Oh, not I hate my husband. Okay. So next, what's her name? Labrina was hosting a couples night at her ranch. And again, like I said, her ranch is gorgeous. Okay. So Labrina shows up. I mean, Labrina's there with her husband, and that's when we find out that she's been with her husband. I think it was been like 7 years or something like that. And she's married to a former NFL player, cornerback. I think she said he played in the league. And then we have Alana and her husband, and then we have Minerva, child Mooney Long and her husband. Okay, now the ladies end up going outside and kind of having their own little conversation outside. And again, the house is gorgeous. The fire pit was gorgeous. You know, they go outside, and once again, everybody is like, "So, Alana, are you okay? I mean, how's it going, Alana? I mean, girl, you good?" And once again, we talk a little bit more about Alana and what is going on in her marriage. And again, the ladies are like, "I still think she's holding back on us, but we're here for her. You know, we're here for her. And we're here to support her." And I'm just like, what do y'all want this woman to tell y'all? Like, again, she has said to you that her and her husband are trying to figure it out. They're still living in the same house. They have not divorced. They have not broken up. They have not decided to get a divorce, but they are trying to figure it out. Now, at the end of the day, when they kept saying, "We think she holding out," because Latoya said the same thing. "Oh, I think she holding out. I think she holding out." The fact that everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I think she holding out. She holding out. She holding out." What that says to me is that y'all already know, and y'all just don't want to put it out there. Y'all already know, and y'all just ain't ready to say it. Because how you know she holding back? How would you know she hold? If I ask if my girlfriend telling me her and her husband going through some things, and I don't know anything that's going on in their household, and she says, "Listen, we've been together since high school. We having some growing pains. We're trying to figure it all out. He's still living in the house. We just ain't in the same bed. And, we just trying to figure it all out." Why would I automatically assume, "Oh, she holding out. I know what's more going on." So I feel like they already know. And since I brought this up earlier on Love and Marriage Huntsville, I guess I got to bring it up now on this show. Here we go with the furs again. But again, let me go back to what I said. I know it gets cold everywhere. Okay, I know it gets cold everywhere. And I know it gets cold in Texas too. Just because it's Texas don't mean they don't have no cold nights. I understand that. I'm just wondering if it's cold enough to be investing in furs. Because the thing I don't think people understand about furs is the fur itself is expensive, but the maintenance of a fur, you can't just hang up a fur in a closet. You literally have to house a fur. So you are paying, let's say you put it in storage in March. You are paying March, April, May, June, July, August, September, maybe October. You are paying 8 months out of the year to house the fur for you to wear maybe 4 times. So that's the thing. I ain't saying it don't get cold. I'm wondering if it get cold enough to justify. But that's the thing too. They might not be real furs. And if they not real furs, then go with God. And I'm not even a snob about it. I already told y'all earlier, I don't give a damn about no fur coat. It's never been something on my wish list. And I'm not looking down on nobody that got a fur coat, baby. Do you? I'm just saying, for me, it's never been a thing for me. I had a fake fur when I was younger, child. When I was like a kid. I had one of them little fake fur coats that your parents buy you to wear to church. You had no fake fur to wear to church. You know what I'm talking about. I had one of them, child. Probably rabbit. It was probably rabbit. But yeah, I mean, I just listen. It's all just jokes. It's all just jokes. So again, the scene, we didn't really, and I know y'all are like, dang, really be, we're not learning about nobody else. Honestly, we didn't talk about much else. We didn't, every scene, except for this next scene I'm about to talk about with Chloe, for the most part, every scene pretty much ended up being Alana, tell us your business. Alana, what's going on with your husband? Alana. And that's why I said she agreed to fall on the sword. She agreed to fall on the sword and let her marriage be her storyline. Now let me get to you, Miss Chloe. Now the other thing we did talk about at the first table was Chloe dating a younger man. Okay. Chloe has a boyfriend who is 17 years her junior. I'm not going to get into the double standards. I'm not going to get into, because whatever a man can do, a woman can do. Child, a man date women 40 years younger than them. So, girl, if you want to date a child, a child that's 17 years your junior, that's your business. Okay, that is your business. But in this scene, we see her with her son. So she has she has a son that she had when she was 20. Sierra, did they say how old her son was? She had a son when she was in her 20s. When she was 20, when she was 20. Which means that this guy that you're dating, your child was 3 years old when he was born. Did I do my math right? Oh no, he was 3 years old when your child was born. However I did the math, it's a 3-year difference. Okay. What we found out is that Chloe, she has she has the older son, and then she's got 2 daughters by her former husband. And what we found out is that literally she was with her husband for 7 years. They got married, and 2 months later, he dropped dead of a heart attack. You can tell that she is still grieving. You can tell that she is still very upset by this. It's still something that is very much a process that she's working through. I do not think that this guy that she's dating is anybody she's looking at as being a man, like being in her life for long term. I think she's just having fun. I think she's enjoying it. I think she's trying to get back out there. And I still think she's processing the death of her husband. With that being said, we see a scene where her husband, not her husband, child, where her son has an issue with it. She said that basically her son hasn't been speaking to her ever since he found out that she was dating this guy that's 3 years. There's a 3-year age difference. Here's what I'm going to say. I have mixed feelings on it. Okay. So let me say this. I don't know what happened when the cameras weren't there. I don't know what was said when the cameras weren't there. I don't know any of those things, right? But while the cameras were there, I do not feel like the son was disrespectful. When she got home, he was like, all right, I'm going out now. He said, you know that when you come home, I leave. It looked like he was watching his little sisters until she got home. And once she got home, he went out. Now, I don't know if this boy works. He's a man. I don't know if he works. I don't know what his day-to-day schedule is. But in that moment, she was trying to get a moment on camera. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that. She was like, come and talk to me. Come sit down. I need to talk to you. Please come over here. He was like, what you gotta say? I mean, you can say what you got to say from over there. I don't need to come over there and sit down and talk, because what you were doing, you were trying to have a moment on camera. You were trying to have this heart-to-heart conversation with your son on camera, and I don't think he signed up for that. Now, the mother in us, for those of us that are mothers, not me, but for the people that are mothers, I can hear people saying, but he living in her house, and if she say sit down and talk, he need to sit down and talk. Okay. This is how I feel about it. And y'all might not agree with it. Because I do not feel, and this is my opinion, because I do not feel that Chloe is really dating this guy for any longevity, I don't feel like anybody need to know he around. I feel like y'all need to do what y'all do. Go on your little dates. Go back to a hotel, get you a nice hotel, maybe even get an Airbnb. You know, I definitely don't feel like you should be bringing him into the house. So honestly, I don't even think the son should know, because I wouldn't even be bringing him around my children, because he's not somebody I'm taking seriously. The other thing is, maybe the son is having an issue with not just the age, but just the idea of you dating. Like, kids grieve too. And it looked like, because when they showed pictures from the funeral, it looked like they had on masks. So it looked like this might have happened during COVID. So we're talking about 4 years, maybe, give or take. So he was a teenager when this happened, give or take, right? Maybe it's not just that he's young. Maybe he's not ready to see his mother with anybody. Because if she was with this man for 7 years before they got married, that means that if he passed away when he was a teenager, that means he had known this man pretty much most of his, from his adolescence, from 9, 10 on up. So maybe it's the combination of the two. It may be a combination. So I don't think he was disrespectful to her. I think that he was very much, you already know what this situation is. Don't act brand new because these cameras are here, because I'm gonna embarrass you. And that was the nonverbal, when he was like, nah, we don't need to talk. Nah, we good. And he left. I don't think he was rude to her. Now, somebody might say he living in her house, and if she want him to maybe. Maybe, but it looks like he's helping her with those kids, with those little girls. I don't know. I think it's because he feels like he's losing his mom to a new young dude. I think it's a combination. Like, I definitely think he has a problem with the age. I would have a problem with the age. Let my mama, when I was younger, in my early 20s, God forbid my dad had passed on, or my mom had passed on, and let my daddy bring home somebody that's within a 3-year age range of me. Houston, we got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Again, if my daddy just had to go out and get it in, or my mama just got to go out and get it in, I mean, okay, whatever. But bringing him in the house and acting like y'all really a couple or something, nah, I ain't doing that. Phil said it's the age. I think she's dating him for the show, and her son knows that. That could be true too, Nitwit. It could be a storyline. I have to wait and see what we see the rest of the season with the two of them together. Like, is he going to film? Are we going to see him? So I got to wait and see how that fleshes out. But that could be valid too, Nitwit. So that was the scene with the son. So then we have a scene with Latoria, Ro, and Chloe. And this is supposed to be like the single ladies conversation. Because again, Chloe, how you getting invited to the single lady night and you got a boyfriend? I guess it was like married, not married, Basically, they were just talking about, Ro let us know she quit her job, but the GM is her best friend, so she's letting us know how they're maneuvering that. We saw a clip of when she was trying to talk to him. That seemed very produced to me when she was talking to him. It didn't seem like it was a genuine HR conversation where the GM is talking to the owner of the restaurant and they're having a real conversation. It looked very produced. It looked very much like the cameras are here. Let's have this moment. And she was saying, you act like I don't have a life outside of here. You forget that I'm a single mom and I got other things to do and I'm just ready to go. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I mean, I get it that that's your best friend, but that scene just came off very performative to me. So I'm not really putting a whole lot of weight in that. Again, maybe that's going to be Rose's storyline, that she's looking for a new job, looking for a new opportunity. I don't know. But I didn't really care that much about it because it just didn't ring as an authentic moment for me. Yes, Chloe's parading him around like she's dating him, right? And then we have them saying that that Latoya need to find her a man. They trying to hook her up. And they're going to say, girl, you need to date a Nigerian. That was random, but okay. And then Chloe going to say, yeah, in my 20s, I dated a Nigerian for 9 years when I was in my 20s. But then I found out he was a scammer. feel like you just be saying shit. But anyway, that was pretty much the gist of that conversation, if I'm being honest. They were talking about trying to help find Latoya, find her a man child. And then the final scene we had a scene with Labrina and Alana. And once again, child, we are talking about her marriage. So now she's opening up even more. So Labrina opens up and tells a story about how her husband cheated on her when they first started dating and he was still playing in the NFL. And she was like, he cheated on me a lot. I mean, a lot. Girl, what? And then we find out that Alana was like, well, he cheated on me when we were engaged. And I'm embarrassed to tell people that because, you know, people might be like, well, you stupid because you married him anyway, even though you knew he cheated on you while y'all were engaged to be married. Girl, that was 15 years ago. I know that's not what we about to talk about. But then we saw previews for the upcoming season and it looks like they're in therapy and it looks like he's cheated more recently. But I'm like, girl, he cheated on you while y'all were engaged. Like literally, y'all were in y'all early 20s. I ain't about to be mad at you for taking him back. I don't know the whole story, okay? But I was like, why even bring that up? Like, if he's cheated on you more recently, why is that even important? It was 15 years ago. Y'all have been married for almost 15 years. Him cheating on you when y'all were engaged, at this point, I don't feel like that's a non-factor to me. Because that's not fair to even bring that up against him. You married him, which means you forgave him, which means you leave it there. You married him, which means you forgave him, which means it should have been left there. Don't be bringing that shit up now because I did it again. Like but look, Labrina, girl, when you say he cheated on you a lot, what define a lot? Like, define a lot. And then I have to ask, so why did you marry him? Did you marry him because he was an NFL player and you saw the potential of the life you could live? Because if he was Joe Blow working at the phone company, if he was Joe Blow teacher, if he was Joe Blow, you know, entry-level government job, would you have accepted that? Or did you accept it because of the potential that you saw for the life you could live? And let's be clear, I'm not even looking down on you, girl. Do what you do, get it how you fit in. I mean, you know, make it do what it do. I'm not even looking at you no kind of way. I'm just asking. Some people do, Sierra. Some people do marry Joe Blow. You right? Some people do. I don't. Again, Sierra, it might be low self-esteem, but in this case, I don't know Labrina, and I don't want it to feel like I'm judging her because I'm not judging her. Because we all make the decisions that we need to make for ourselves and how we want to live our life. And I believe she loves him. I don't believe that at all. I mean, I believe she loves him. She said he's the best man now. She said we got through that. And she said he is my man. And he is a great man. And he is all the things. And I do believe that now he's no longer in the NFL. He no longer has those women, you know, in his face all day, every day, and showing up at his hotel room and doing all the things that women do to try to sleep with a basketball player, football player, whatever. I do believe he's probably, you know, a lot more attentive and tame and not, you know, doing those things. I believe it. But I'm just asking. And that was pretty much the first episode, y'all. Like I said, it really was mainly about Alana and her husband and her marriage and her infidelity. I mean, his infidelity, I should say. Labrina accepted the cheating. I did have a problem with her logic. Hopefully she expounds upon that on that decision. I didn't hear no logic. I just heard that she chose to work through it with him and not break up with him over it. I mean, if it was some logic, I missed it. Cindy said most of them allowed when the men are playing. The retirement is when they have a problem because it's in their face. In my opinion. Damn it. Oh, golly. Why is that thing so tight? I know I didn't. Did I do that? But that was pretty much the episode, you guys. Like I said, I did enjoy it. If you haven't watched it, it's on the OWN network. It's called Heart and Hustle Houston. It came on after Love and Marriage Huntsville Saturday night. You've only missed one episode, so go catch it, get caught up. I think it was a good I definitely think it was a good, and I think it was real, because here's the reality of the situation. As much as women want to try to play hard and, nah, if a man cheat on me, I'm gone, and if a man da-da-da-da-da, the reality is that's not all women's testimony. It's just not. And I think we have a good mix of women. I think we have single women, we have married women, we have women that are that have a boyfriend, we have women that are widowed, we have women like that. We have a mixture. So I love that for this story, right? But anyway, that was pretty much it, you guys. Let me get out of here. I told you I have to go to work tomorrow, honey. They get me at work tomorrow, so I gotta take my butt to bed pretty decent. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm full. I hadn't eaten since this morning. So when I came home, I ate, and I ate too much. Like now I just... Oh, Lonnie Anderson died. Oh. WKRP in Cincinnati. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.